you just said minorities, right? And it reminded me of a tweet by the infamous Nicoto Avocado.
Tell us, my king.
Wait, what is
He
this?
just
Yeah.
tweeted yesterday.
Oh, no.
Let me find it and read it exactly so I have it verbatim.
Can you read it
Hold
like
on a
Donald
second.
Trump
I hope
does,
it's still
please?
up.
You
Yeah,
gotta
do it like in the Donald Trump
Okay.
voice with the hand motion.
He said, I have a theory. Fried chicken makes people violent.
Wait, that's it?
That's what he said. Literally, he tweeted that yesterday.
I love how that.
What does that even mean?
Like,
What does that even mean? How is that a theory, Nicoto?
wow.
Well,
That's
Aristotle,
By the way,
Socrates,
MadPat did have an
Nicoto
entire
Avocado.
video about chicken.
He's being like kind of called out.
He
For being racially
calculated
motivated.
if you have a pit, how many fried chicken thingos do you have to throw in the pit to make your landing in the pit less
did he?
impactful? He literally made a video about that. Like, how much fried chicken do you throw in the pit to make the pit smaller and cushionier?
I want to
so
ask
you can jump in
something.
and
Is that
survive.
why he has his account privated?
Yeah, I did follow him. I'm the only person he's ever followed. I have DMs with Nicoto Avocado.
What?
How crazy is
Damn,
that?
dude.
That's you're a celebrity.
I'm legitimately
You
a
actually-
celebrity.
What are you doing here?
You got to understand,
You
he's
should be
actually a
interviewing-
celebrity, though. Like, I'm not even joking. He's actually known as the White Devil. He doesn't tell people this too often.
The White Ghost. The White
White
Ghost.
Ghost, sorry,
White
White
Devil.
Ghost.
Yeah, in
Like
China,
White
I'm a
Ghost.
celebrity in China.
That sounds a little better than.
Yeah, I
Wait,
did.
are you being
A,
serious? Or you
yeah,
fucking
they
with me?
uploaded this, like, these people randomly uploaded my videos on Bilibili, and then they sent me an email and asked me to do like an intro in Chinese or something, and so I learned Chinese for a month, literally all as a joke, by the way, because I thought it was fucking funny. And
Oh, shut
I have,
up.
like,
You did it to understand John Cena.
God.
Come on.
I have 400,000
Yeah,
I have 400,000
John-
like subscribers and like 40 million views in China.
Oh my god!
All the comments
What
are
the
really
hell?
nice too. Like they're all like this white ghost I like and stuff like that. Well, like translated obviously, but they call me the White Ghost.
You should be the next. What's his name? Bart Baker, the guy who used to do the parody songs. He's just like,
Dude, I've said so much shit like what I'm about to say that I'm just mentioning Tiananmen Square. Like that completely annihilates me from being an actual. They don't know that I say these things. I don't think.
what's wrong with Tiananmen Square? Nothing happened.
You know
ever,
what? You know,
right?
Yeah, exactly. The context is important. Did anything happen there?
No, it's a
In
place,
1989?
but it doesn't-
You know what I kind of want to
June
do as a
4th, I
video
think.
idea now, Caleb, on Billy and
What?
shit, is I want to just sit down and make like a whole channel where I start out a month just like uploading like stupid gameplay videos or some dumb shit, like just to get by like, fucking the Chinese censors and like, their surveillance. And then I just want to fucking like slowly see how long it takes for me to get banned by mentioning like Winnie the Pooh. Like, anyways, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so I'm playing Call of Duty Tiananmen Square. Google Tiananmen Square.
You need I believe you need a publishing
just-
company
just need
to
to
actually
start
upload
off-
your videos for you.
Oh, they have
Really?
that monitor?
Yeah, 'cause
Really?
it's that-
Actually,
it's
I'm not
that,
surpri- I'm not
yeah,
surprised,
you can't just
but
upload
yeah.
shit.
Do you wanna try a thing where like we actually like really go the mile? And so this is what we do. We upload gameplay footage of like Call of Duty or Rainbow Six or just video games, right? Like standard esports shit. But in the chat box, we just every other minute we put in like facts like Tiananmen Square, Tank Man, like just to bypass.
Free Hong
Like, we
Kong.
just-
yeah.
Yeah, right. Like we
Yeah.
upload Grand Theft Auto footage, and like very slyly replace one of the advertisements in Los Santos with like "Free Hong Kong, stop the oppression." The CCP is like just fucking upload shit like that, and see how long it takes to get banned off of the account.
I reckon it wouldn't take that long. I feel like
I would assume the only thing is you'd need somebody in China to make the account and work with it, because that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I had to do, because there was a while that I used to play Chinese like free to play games. Like they actually had like Call of Duty for China, which was super fucking awesome.
is that the one where they
even
don't
though-
die but they like surrender when they get shot, or is that like Chinese CS:GO?
No, that's
Oh my
Chinese
God.
CS:GO, because China Call of Duty is like shit, destroy the either like Russia, and then it's like fucking just Call of Duty but just fully Chinese. Actually, super fun, like super well made. They shut it down like forever ago because I guess most people in China are playing on cell phones now, and it's easier to monitor people on there. But when I was on there, you needed like fucking citizen ID cards, and like you needed like special like connection for like WeChat. Like they had basically everyone locked down and monitored. And it's a weird part of the internet because other countries do this too. Like South Korea, I believe, does it, where like I think it's initially to curb video game addiction is what they started off with, but it's really just a way for you to be monitored and like they can limit your playtime and like see what the fuck you're saying. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if little Billy's talking about fucking going up against Winnie the Pooh, then little Billy doesn't sign on the next couple days anymore, and little Billy's gone. So
Yeah, Billy's blacklisted.
yeah, blacklisted.
Little Billy should have been using ExpressVPN, which sponsored this video and is linked in the description.
Actually, yeah, but that means little Billy would have to taste the breath of freedom in another country to download ExpressVPN before returning back.
True. Yeah.
They used to be a thing though. Like I remember they went up crazy. They like actually went up like ham against China, like against Apple, so they wouldn't host VPNs anymore. So like literally they would just like fly out to like Korea or some other country, download it, and come back, and then just have VPNs forever. It's an interesting topic, the Chinese Great Firewall, because it's like the way that I always look at China is it's North Korea, but if they had the U.S. level of funds, like infrastructure, money, and like that superpower shit.
Right.
So like
single-party communist,
Yeah.
but with an actual GDP.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like fucking. Well, are they even really communist though? Because it's like they pretty much operate like a fucking
Yeah, they have like
capitalist country.
Tencent and all those
anyways.
massive companies that are all, but they're private, but they have seats in the Communist Party. Like,
Have you ever noticed?
Yeah, they have the authoritarian aspects of communism,
Well, have you ever seen?
but not
what's-
the cultural aspects
Have
of
you ever seen
communism.
what's happened to a lot of those Chinese CEOs lately? They've just been disappearing.
I've
Like-
heard about
What Chinese CEOs?
Yeah, disappearing. I've never heard of that guy.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
but
no,
I
right,
have heard
exactly.
about that, about them just going missing, and like billionaires, like just random billionaires from China just going missing.
Jack Ma.
Jack Ma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He hasn't been seen in a while.
Jack Ma
Yeah.
was one of the
I heard
big.
that.
He's like basically the Jeff Bezos of China. Him and Ma Huateng,
Yeah.
who's like the leader of Tencent and shit, and like WeChat and all that stuff. So all these people obviously came from CCP like affiliated families, right? Like all the big tech companies, all their founders, if you trace them back, have been CCP like agents or part.
They have to be though.
Yeah,
So it's a private company that they own. So what Jack Ma did at the time was his company, like Ant Group, which is like the parent company for Alibaba and everything, he tried to go public, right? Like he tried to just get everyone on board, really tried to make the first multinational Chinese company that pretty much operated like an American company. So because he did that, literally at the last minute, the Shanghai Stock Exchange shut the fucking dude down. Like killed his shares. Guy disappeared for months. I think he resurfaced, but like he doesn't say anything about the party. It's like,
Man resurfaced with a lobotomy.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like, he's like
got
completely
a
different
chunk
now.
of his brain missing.
So like after that, the next big Chinese company was Tencent, because Tencent came up and they basically own like a big chunk of media investments all over the world. Like if you want to look at some of the biggest companies in the world, Tencent is now, I think, top 5. Like they are one of the biggest tech firms ever. So because these companies are getting so powerful, and because they're like, embracing the West, and they're embracing the world, really, right? Like, obviously these billionaires want to be rich everywhere. They cut down Tencent. The whole Chinese gaming ban, where they limited kids to an hour a day, was literally to fucking kill Tencent, literally to like fucking curb them down, like just I guess you could say what's the saying? It's like just bleed them or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
put them on a leash, if you will. Like that's all the CCP is ever doing. So every time you look at a Chinese billionaire, they're not actually billionaires, right? Like they might be rich, but it's like the moment you think that you actually matter more than the fucking party, you're gone.
Fuck,
Like-
man.
And that's a scary
Bro.
aspect of it.
They come back lobotomized, and the new favorite expression is, "Well, I have half of mine."
Yeah, but that's the thing with them, man. It's like you look into all these companies, and it literally is like, you're right. It's like communism with a fucking GDP, but is it really, right? Like it's a capitalist country, but like
Right.
it's
Mhm.
owned by fucking it's owned by like
Yeah,
one dude.
it's just like authoritarian, communist authoritarianism, and then they just have like a capitalist
Do you ever think
economy.
it'll change in our lifetime though?
Yeah, I think it has to.
I know
Well, how
in
does
our
it have to?
lifetime that like China's been around like communist for what, over 100 years now? Like
Yeah, but they weren't. But they've recently turned very rich, is the thing,
Right.
Like
I watched a
recently
video.
came-
There was a video on like empires throughout history, and it went through like the past 3 big empires. So it was like the Dutch Empire, the British, and then the American. And now they're saying like the trend now is that the American empire is going to fall while the Chinese empire increases. But it's like it's still not for sure yet. It's just like that would, if we're going by historical things, that's what would happen, which would be kind of fucked. But
the thing with the United States for whatever, like people like to be doomers and like they always like to purport a side or everything, but I always look at the United States like this, right? They're like the one country that leads the pack in terms of overall freedoms. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
hey, it's the ability for anybody can come to this country. I mean, whether you even have legal papers or not, and fucking make a killing. You know, you can make industry and you can shine throughout the world. And it's always been
Right.
like an American thing. One of the things that makes America America is like they nationally export not just products, but like culture to the world, you know?
Right.
Like how much, like way back in the day, right? Like fucking decades ago, one of the biggest exports in America was fast food. Fast food in America is fast food everywhere in the world, right? Like McDonald's didn't just become an American thing, it became a worldwide thing. KFC, all these things. In a way, they exported culture. Same with movies, same with all of this stuff. When you export that, like John Cena, when you export,
literally though, like actually though,
when you export, like, dude, fucking, you know how many Chinese people now are like, oh, we love fucking Vin Diesel. He keeps making these movies, Fast and the Furious. We like that shit. Vroom, vroom, V8 engine.
Or from like me as an example,
Like
the White
this.
Ghost.
Yeah,
So they consume
Dude,
that.
America
you're basically
exports
John
obi.
Cena.
Yeah. How much of their culture in its entirety gets exported out to the world, right? Like they even keep, like they have a separate version of social media. Like we get TikTok, but we don't get Douyin. We don't get any of that
Right.
shit. They don't export any of their stuff around the world.
Weibo.
We don't get we have access to those services, but nobody has a reason to tap into like CCP surveillance channels. But we don't get access to it. We
Yeah.
don't- like we don't get that level exported to us. And I think that's what keeps like the US on top of basically the rest of the world is like we are able to like disseminate amongst the
It's the
entire world.
epicenter of culture.
Exactly.
Hey, bro, you're Canadian.
Hey, I'm
What are
also
you talking
Canadian,
about?
so yeah,
Well,
yeah.
fuck you
watch
guys.
out here.
I should be the one talking right now.
Are you yeah, so what does that say? What does that say, Caleb? I'm being more American than you. That's what your country has done.
I know.
It's turned me into a fucking American more than a fucking Canadian.
We even have the same
That's what it's
accents. We
done.
have the same everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. I have a generally positive outlook, though. I think things will get better for America. I think it's like too big to fail, though. Legitimately.
I think it's like even what Muda was saying. Like, think about other countries. Like, sure, countries like Korea and stuff maybe export like music and even like TV shows and everything, but nowhere even comes close to the U.S. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
And so I think as long as they keep, especially like maybe it's tough with the whole recession and everything after the pandemic and whatnot.
I don't know, bro. I feel like Palestinian Mickey Mouse can definitely.
Yeah, that has a bright future for sure.